Frozen. There we go. Unfrozen. Hello. So I saw a really good response to my last video blog. People really liked it, so I thought I'd try it again. And since it is just a little while away from Valentine's Day, and whole lovey-dovey stuff is coming up a lot, I thought that I would talk about why Caleb and I decided to get married so young, and the benefits of that, and the pros and cons, I guess, of getting married young. And what sparked this, my friend and I were having a conversation on Saturday. Excuse me. It's late. I'm tired. About getting married young and how our society really sets young people up right now for extended adolescence, and how young people are expected to be immature forever and all that stuff. And I also saw a discussion board forum thing from one of my radio stations that I listen to that was talking about the pros and cons of being married young and waiting till later. So the first thing, well, first of all, Caleb and I got married when we were 17, so we've been married over 10 years already, and we're only 27. And what I think is really cool is that by the time we are 34, we'll have been together longer than we've not been together, which I think is really neat. And we've really grown up together. You know, we graduated high school together, and we went through our first year of college together. And we've done all our firsts together. I was Caleb's first kiss. He was almost my first kiss. Almost. And we saved ourselves sexually for marriage, so all of those firsts and everything has just been an adventure together, which is really cool. Another advantage of being married young is that we have adjusted to life together pretty naturally. I was talking to a friend who is a week older than me and just recently got married. And she was saying how one of the things she's going to have a hard time with is giving up her independence. How she and her husband are going to have to learn how to do things together as a couple now, because they've both been on their own for a while, so they've learned how to do things independently. Whereas Caleb and I went straight from being in our parents' homes to being a married couple. So there really wasn't that independent streak of, well, this is how I do things, and this is how I do things. We had some family blending stuff, but really we learned how we did things together, and our pattern came pretty easily. And that's, I think, a huge advantage, because we don't have those obstacles to overcome. Another advantage of being married young is that we got all of the crap done early. Our first 3 years of marriage were not fun. No. We had fun moments. Being married at 17, 18, 19 years old, yeah, had a lot of fun moments. A lot of adventurous moments. But there was a lot of figuring out insecurities and figuring out who we were in the Lord and who we were together. I know a lot of people say that you're, late teens, early 20s, you're just trying to figure out who you are. Well, we were trying to figure out who we were individually and who we were as a couple. So that led to some rocky moments. Dealing with past hurts, with family hurts, a lot of healing of trauma and stuff that had to happen in those first few years. But now we've really hit a strong point in our marriage where, especially with this trauma that we've just gone through over this past year, over the past 2 years really, that we know that we can make it through anything. And our communication style has evened out. We've gotten much better at talking with each other, at reading each other's body language and love languages. Um, there's still a lot of stuff, to figure out, but we're only 27, and we've gone through a whole decade of figuring each other out already. So we have a lot of years together where we're not having to deal with that initial crap, which is awesome. And that also means that we have more time together to just enjoy each other, which I think is really cool. Let's see, what's another advantage of getting married young? People take you seriously. I don't know if this is the case with all young married couples, but people think that you're more mature and wiser when you're married. And so since we've been married since we were 17, people have kind of looked up to us. This can also be a disadvantage because we have trouble sometimes fitting into groups of our peers because they think we're on a different level, or they don't relate to us as well because we do act older. Caleb and I tend to have more friends who are our parents' age almost, or older. We relate to them easier sometimes. Just recently, we've gotten a group of friends that are married and are our age, and we can really relate to them. But that's very recently, within the past couple years. So that's both an advantage and disadvantage. But people do take you more seriously. You carry an authority. I should say we carry an authority about us sometimes that we might not if we were just single at the same age. I remember when we were first down at our first college, we were living in the married dorms, and a good friend was saying how she kept hearing about this super mature couple and how mature they are, and they're only 17 or 18. We were 18 at that point. They're only 18, and how could they be so mature? And then she's like, they're not mature, they're just married. And I love that quote. Because it's true. You just grow up quick when you're married. Another advantage of being married so young. You always have someone with you who gets you. And this is, of course, marrying the right person, which I totally did. You have a best friend who gets you and who you don't have to explain yourself to all the time. And no matter what's gone on in your day, you can come back to and know that that person's going to get you. And get as in understand, not I'm going to get you. That's not what I meant. My husband's smirking at me right now. So, that's a really important thing. And that's not just so much getting married young, although, like I explained before, we've got all that crap out of the way, so we really do understand each other better now. But it's having a mate, someone you're married to, that you really connect with. Yeah. And we, like I was explaining at the beginning, we were expected, unlike a lot of youth today, we were expected to grow up. And we were expected to hold responsibility, and we were expected to manage money, and we were expected to be respectful and know how to do these things. So that allowed us to have a successful marriage, whereas I know most 17-year-olds, heck, my almost 19-year-old, would not be able to handle being married at that age. But thankfully and unfortunately, through circumstances, we grew up quick. And so, because we believed in saving ourselves for marriage, and we wanted to maintain that purity, it seemed like the next logical step for us. So that's what happened, and I'm really glad it did, because I cannot imagine the past 10, almost 11 years without my husband. He's my best friend, and I love him. And even though we're not all lovey-dovey, um, like Valentine's Day, what's that? It's not a big deal in our books. Um, like Mother's Day is not a big deal in our books. That's just not us. But we celebrate each other in other ways, which is really cool. So, I'm going to think about this a little more and see if I come up with any others. But those are the biggies that I really think have blessed us in our marriage. And I'm really glad that we got married when we did. And because now we have who knows how many more decades ahead of us. I think it's pretty sweet that we'll be celebrating our 20-year anniversary when we're only 37. I think that's really cool. And 30 years when we're 47. And I just think that's amazing. So, I hope that you are blessed by this. And I'd love to hear what you think. Talk to you soon.